10 world-changing next-level inventions. Can you imagine a car that can drive while you sleep? Or can you see yourself going on a holiday trip to the moon? What about a virtual reality experience that you can feel? If you're not convinced, then just wait till you see these cutting-edge inventions that we lined up for you in this video on 10 world-changing next-level inventions. You're in for a futuristic treat, better believers, especially if you've dreamt of flying. We found something that could make that dream an affordable reality soon, so stick around to learn about our top spot. Let's begin the countdown. Number 10. Tactile virtual reality. TVR grabs the 10th spot for merging computer-generated reality with physical reality, creating augmented reality that we can feel. Virtual reality became popular in the world of gaming. For example, the Oculus Rift, born from the mind of Palmer Luckey in July 2012. With no engineering background, he built a prototype when he was only 16 years old. Oculus is designed to make users feel as if they are actually inside the computer-generated world, utilizing our auditory and visual senses. All the major players, Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Sony, and Samsung, have a whole team dedicated to virtual reality. Here's another one, Magic Leap, the most hyped tech startup founded by Roni Abovitz in 2010. They've raised $2.6 billion in funding from giant investors like Google, Qualcomm, Andreessen Horowitz, and Kleiner Perkins. In 2016, it was valued at $4.5 billion. It has released a head-mount virtual display named Magic Leap 1 that superimposes 3D-generated imagery by projecting images directly into the user's eye instead of using a screen. And to take this up a notch, John A. Rogers and Yonggang Huang, researchers from Northwestern University, developed an energy-efficient, non-cumbersome, stretchy skin patch that communicates touch experiences happening in VR and AR worlds. Featuring an array of 32 individually programmed millimeter-scale actuators, each of which generates a discrete sense of touch at a corresponding location on the skin. This breakthrough technology can transfer a mother's touch from across the world. All she has to do is connect to a touchscreen interface with her child. Any pattern she draws on her touchscreen is transduced through the patch, and vice versa. A mother's touch can be the perfect remedy for a separated, lonely child. It really is the best medicine, but what about people who can't get any medicine? We'll touch on that in our next spot because we don't want to move too far along. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications so you can get all of our latest updates, where Bob will rise from the dead and eat your face off! Let's move on to number 9, Zipline's drone. On the 9th spot, Zipline, a California-based company, intends to use drones to save lives. This life-saving invention can deliver critical supplies, including blood, to remote areas across the world. Zipline began deliveries in Rwanda in 2016, primarily delivering blood. People who don't have access to healthcare due to their proximity can now get the medicines they need to survive. One of the many benefits provided by capitalism. Haha! Backed by seasoned engineering and operation veterans like SpaceX, Tesla, Google, and Boeing, this latest drone invention can carry about 2 kilograms, nearly 100 miles round trip, in just under 47 minutes. That's a speed of 120 miles per hour, so how does it work? Health workers place orders by text message and receive their deliveries in 30 minutes on average. Zipline's drones start in their distribution centers, and once the drop is made, the drones return to their starting location, requiring no additional infrastructure at the clinics on their roster. According to their website, Zipline has made 41,932 commercial deliveries, and the number is still counting. Today, Zipline is the world's first and only national-scale drone delivery service. It has raised $190 million in new financing, which values the corporation at over $1 billion. The funds will support the global expansion of Zipline's life-saving service across Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. Its goal is to transform the U.S. medical supply chain and serve 700 million people in the next 5 years. Another game-changing medical innovation sits at number 8, the Smart Needle. Developed by scientists in the United Kingdom, the Smart Needle takes our 8th spot for its ability to detect cancer. Currently, people with suspected lymphoma often need to provide a sample of cells, followed by a biopsy of the node to be administered for a full diagnosis, a process that can be time-consuming. But that is all changing thanks to the Smart Needle. Researchers believe the technology could be particularly helpful in diagnosing a lymphoma quickly, helping reduce patient anxiety and wait time for results. Scientists from the University of Exeter said that this device uses technology known as Raman spectroscopy to shine a low-power laser into the part of the body being inspected, identifying the potential disease within seconds. The Raman Smart Needle can measure the molecular changes associated with disease in tissues and cells at the tip of a needle, said Professor Nick Stone, project lead from the University of Exeter. Provided we can reach a bump or lump of interest with the needle tip, we should be able to readily assess if it's healthy or not. Like the SMART needle, scientists have been probing the atmosphere to measure our carbon emissions, which has led to many companies to think batteries may be a better alternative, especially for the semi-trucking industry. Coming up is number 7, Thor ET1. On the 7th spot is the rival to Tesla's electric semi-truck, an innovation that is bound to shake up the semi-truck industry while creating a greener planet. The Thor ET1 looks like Optimus Prime's brother, although a lot sleeker. It's being developed by Los Angeles-based Thor Trucks. Yes, that is an homage to the God of Thunder. This new breed can carry 36,000 kilos up to 300 miles per charge on its lithium-ion battery. And while it claims to match Tesla's base model specs with a $150K price tag, the Tesla Semi boasts it can travel up to 500 miles per charge for an additional $30K. Dakota Selmer, Thor Truck CEO, is confident in the company's ability to compete in the market, even if it means going up against industry heavyweights like Elon Musk's Tesla. He said that he wants their electric trucks out on the road to make a difference now instead of 10 years down the road, when they're projecting to start rolling out. Maybe that pun was intended. Nevertheless, alternative energy vehicles will certainly help the health of the planet and society. Goodbye, fossil fuel causing smog and air pollution. Up next, number 6. 3D printing. For our 6th spot, let's start off with a thought experiment. Imagine working on a ship as a chief engineer sailing miles and miles away from the port. Suddenly your engine breaks and you immediately need a spare part. What do? This is the kind of scenario that makes the 3D printer a major game changer. Equipped with one of these preloaded with schematics, you could generate any part as needed. Chuck Hull first acquired the patent titled Apparatus for Production of Three-Dimensional Objects by Stereolithography on March 11, 1986. That shit's older than me. That year, Hull also formed 3D Systems in Valencia, California, so he could begin rapid prototyping commercially. Hull knew he was onto something big. Fast forward to today, and just about anyone can print with basically any material, aside from plastics. There are options to print with glass, metal, paper, and wood. It is largely used for trinkets and small items, anything from keys to toys and small pieces of furniture. But it has been used to generate jet engine parts. On the quest for producing 100,000 fuel nozzles for the new LEAP jet engines, General Electric made a big investment in 3D printing. The printers can make nozzles using one metal piece. The result is much stronger and lighter than the one produced in the factory. Now, GE Aviation is reporting that 30,000 fuel nozzles have been 3D printed. This could be handy in the trunk of this next piece of technology if it breaks down. Let's check out number 5, autonomous vehicles. How cool would it be to be able to surf the web while your car drives you to work? Or to catch a snooze, or watch a flick? Self-driving cars, like Google's prototype called Waymo, are created without the need for anyone in the driver's seat. Many companies are putting brain power into self-driving cars, including Delphi and Texas Instruments. Ford also showed off its infrastructure for fully automated driving. By combining their hybrid electric technology with the computing system, they're able to keep the impact on mileage down. BMW announced a research and development project by partnering with Daimler, another German automaker bringing self-driving cars to the market. The partnership's first car, the BMW iNext, hits the road in 2021. Elon Musk also wants his finger in the pie, announcing Tesla would also build a self-driving system into its lineup of vehicles. The spread of ride-hailing services like Uber and Lyft weakened the link between being in a car and owning a car, and maybe soon, driving a car will also fall away. What would you do with your commute time instead of focusing on the road? Let us know in the comment sections below. Electric semi-trucks, autonomous vehicles, and up next, spacecraft. Oh my! Number 4, Dragon 2 spacecraft. Welcome to the 21st century space race. Don't be surprised once you learn humans have made it to Mars or taking vacations to space via the Dragon 2 spacecraft, which holds our 4th spot. Propelled by the Falcon Heavy rocket, the Dragon spacecraft is capable of carrying up to 7 passengers to and from Earth's orbit and beyond. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has tested the idea of space tourism as a business for a few years now, but he's been overly optimistic about how soon that could happen. The company announced in early 2017 that it had accepted undisclosed payments from 2 customers for a trip around the moon using Crew Dragon. SpaceX said, at the time, the trip would happen before 2018's end. But in September 2018, the corporation announced that it now intends to send just one of the passengers around the moon. Who will it be? a Japanese billionaire, Yusaku Miyazawa, who prefers to keep the cost of flight undisclosed. However, Musk said he was given a substantial amount for the down payment, about $5 billion. Though it hasn't been decided yet what training he needs to undergo, Musk said it shouldn't be too hard, but learning English would be a must. For Miyazawa, going to the moon is so dear to him that he calls the project Dear Moon. While traversing the moon's orbit may one day be a luxury for some, let's take a peek at a revolutionary technology that can solve strength and mobility issues for millions of people. Number 3. The Titan Arm. The winner of the 2013 James Dyson Award for Design is an upper-body robotic exoskeleton that augments arm strength by 40 pounds. The Titan Arm, granting Herculean strength, holds the third spot. If you are working in a construction firm or a delivery company and your job is to lift a heavy object, this invention might be the best gift you'll ever receive. And not only that, it also serves as a rehabilitative tool for victims of stroke or people with back and muscle injuries. In the US, back injuries, typically caused by lifting, affect 600,000 workers per year, costing at least $50 billion, according to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. And the current exoskeletons are expensive, estimating around $100,000. This invention is the brainchild of students at the University of Pennsylvania. The team had 4 members: Perota and Niko Vladimirov on mechanical design, Nick McGill on electronics, and Liz Bietti on power transmission. They said Titan Arm was vastly cheaper to research and build, around $2,000. It was developed using low-cost manufacturing and production techniques, which can help drop the cost of the product to under $10,000. The $75,000 in prize money the team has won will be used to refine the design and research to make it available to the market. Augmenting human strength is pretty awesome, but what about augmenting the strength for our concrete buildings? That's coming up at number 2. Self-healing concrete. You heard that right. Concrete has been around for millennia, ever since the Romans used it for their own structures and roads. But it has a major flaw: it cracks, and once there's a crack, the internal steel reinforcement is at risk of deteriorating once water flows in, causing structures to collapse. Cracks aside, concrete's strength, malleability, and relatively low cost make it the second most used resource on the planet, behind water. That is a huge demand. So we know there's room for improvement, but how? Well, Henk Jonkers, a professor at Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands, took 3 years to answer that question. Recognizing that concrete is a harsh, dry environment to live in, he landed on using bacillus bacteria, which are capable of producing spores that can withstand the dry, alkaline conditions in concrete for decades without food or oxygen. After that, he tackled the need for the organisms to produce and repair material, and he found that too. His solution is to encapsulate bacillus bacteria with calcium lactate in a biodegradable plastic that gets mixed into the concrete. The calcium lactate serves as a food source for the bacteria once they are activated by water that gets in via the cracks. The organisms eat the calcium lactate and produce limestone, reinforcing the concrete structure they reside in. Jonkers hopes this concrete will pave the way for future buildings, saying, "Nature is supplying us a lot of functionality for free, in this case, limestone-producing bacteria. If we can implement it in materials, we can really benefit from it, so I think it's a really nice example of tying nature and the built environments together in one new concept." And now, for anyone who's ever dreamt of flying. Number 1, the jet suit. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly! Created by Gravity Industries, the jet suit uses 5 mini jet engines to propel a 1,050 horsepower system and help users soar through the sky at 50 kilometers per hour. That's about 31 miles per hour. It may be sufficient for beginners to master how to maneuver the jet suit, but 2 gymnast brothers, Gilano and Fabio Anastasini, tested the jet suit and managed to fly after their 3rd trial. For now, the suits are extremely expensive. A recent model went for $440,000. Woof! And it's extremely loud. But Richard Browning, the inventor, is raising money via suit races and other public events to generate revenue for further development, aiming to create a quieter, cheaper electric version. So there you have it, Better Believers, 10 world-changing next-level inventions. Which one do you think deserved the number 1 spot? Do you know of any other inventions we should cover? Let us know in the comment sections below. Thanks a bunch for watching. Oh, and if you found this video fun and interesting, check out one of these.